history, it's back to 1957 when it started. It was the first attempt by Cezeta, who made sports bikes, to do a scooter. So around 1957 they developed a program where they brought out what was called a 501 type. Then they brought out a 502, and that lasted for about 6 or 7 years. They made around 100,000 scooters during that time. Till about 1964, and then in 1964, for no particular reason, the communist government decided to finish with the whole project. Well, I came to the Czech Republic in 1998, I think it was, and I saw one on the streets, and in Britain they only ever sold 100 Cezetas, so never saw one. So I came here, and within about a month I saw one in the centre of Prague. Asked my wife what it was. We managed to find it on the internet, so I went and bought one straight away, sold my Vespa, went and bought a Cezeta.
And what gave you the idea to make an electric one?
Just for the business point of view, it's very difficult now to start a business without, if you're trying to make competition with companies, all the established makers, if you try and do a petrol version, it's going to be very, very difficult. But right now we have the chance to do electric scooters, the technology's there. It's possible to make usable electric scooters today. So I was restoring old Cezetas all this time. And then what we decided was, we got really positive feedback. We did a little sort of presentation. Everyone was very enthusiastic about the whole project, bringing what they call the pig in Czech, prasa they call it, bringing the pig back. Everyone's very enthusiastic about that.
Suggested about converting original ones, but now the plan's to completely remake it.
That's right, yeah. You're right, we were thinking originally that it would be enough just to make a little business from it. And for people who've got old Cezetas here, and they have no possibility to keep them on the road, what's possible is to take out the motor and replace it with all electric systems. And then in that way, you could get the thing back on the road. But then we thought, well, that's going to be a very small business. It'd be more fun to actually really start manufacturing them again. But in regard to the business, we're not going to make thousands like they used to do in the past. Our plan is to make about 800 a year and sell them all over the world. It means we probably in the Czech Republic only sell maybe 10. The rest of Europe about 400, and we already have quite a lot of interest in America, so we think we should be able to sell 400 or 500 in America as well. The batteries we use in these LiPo cells, they're the same cells that Tesla uses. These are the best cells at the moment in terms of energy density. So you get you end up with quite a small pack, about 22 kilo pack. Is good for about 100 kilometers range. What we can get in here is actually twice as much, so we could probably get 200 kilometer range in it. Which, as regards electric bikes, 200 kilometers is amongst the best in the world. Done is put that in the back wheel at the moment. It's not the most ideal solution. What you can do is separate the motor and have a belt drive or a chain drive, but that takes up space underneath, and what we'd rather do is put more batteries there and have a bigger range. So we've actually bought the motor complete in the back wheel, and we actually have up to 11 we're going to make 13-inch wheels, which means we can have a motor up to 11 kilowatts, which I believe has, if you know torque, has 250 Newton meters torque, which is about the same as a Mini Cooper motor has, which is amazing torque. From zero, of course, that's the characteristic of electric motors, that they have the most torque from standstill. So we have to limit that, but we can program that. There's a controller under the seat, you can plug in your laptop, and so you can set the top speed, you can set the performance, you can set how the throttle works, so you can start off quite gently if you like. And then at the end you can get something that's like a Ferrari, amazing performance. Yeah. In town, because we'll have this recuperation braking, I think in town could be even 250 kilometers range. Top speed, at the moment the fastest I went on this was 80 kilometers an hour. Yeah. That's with a 5 kilowatt motor. With an 11 kilowatt motor it can easily be over 100 kilometers an hour top speed, which is enough on little wheels like these for sure. It's enough fun. No, we'll keep it as leading link. Yeah, we're going to do that the same. It has, it's still quite popular, and there's plenty of bikes that use that, so there's no problem changing that. I don't think we're going to fit we wouldn't easily get telescopic forks in here anyway. Dyson have invested quite a lot of money into a new startup from Michigan University in America, and they already have the technology which would allow twice as much range from these batteries as we've got today. So that means potentially we could get 400 kilometres range. What we want to do is sell the first ones basically for cost, which means about 10,000 euros they'll retail for. Once we get production started, which will be at the end of this year, we hope that we can sell them for about 12,500 euros.